Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. BitBoy says in 5 years you'd wish you brought more XRP. Okay guys, let's get into it. So, what do I think about this? To be honest with you, I'd actually say I agree with this overall because, look, the thing that I'll say about this, like, I'm not talking about this in regards to like the astronomical numbers that people project, but if you just think that XRP is a good investment, you would expect that XRP is going to be higher in value in 5 years, right? Like that's what you would anticipate. And, if what many of the analysts are saying right now, which is that we are in a bull run and the end of this Q4 is going to be absolutely incredible for us guys, because that's when the bull run is really going to take off. Well, I would be expecting that by the end of like next year, I'll be maybe wishing I brought more XRP, right? Because I'm expecting XRP to go up in value through the bull run, right? So, yeah, I would, overall agree with this sentiment. Now, when I looked at this, the first thing that I was thinking is this going to be one of those things where they're talking about the $10,000 stuff? And I'll be honest with you, BitBoy's been quite grounded on this. So that was really good to see. Like he's talking more about, for example, XRP ETFs and, the Ripple IPO, which I think are fair things to draw conclusions from as to what could raise the price. I think those are very fair, points to make. Now, some people might question, will they raise the price? I think an ETF will raise the price. To me as well, it depends what type of market you're in when some of these things get, released or announced, right? Because, for example, we had the Ripple lawsuit, right? Which, turned out to be great when XRP was deemed not to be a security. But we was in a bear market at that time. And so XRP didn't really perform, what I would have been interested to see is what would XRP have done if we was in a bull market and that news got announced? Do you know what I mean? Now, that's not to put excuses for XRP. I'm not saying, that's just the excuse, but, I do think that is something that we do have to factor in. It is a point that we do have to acknowledge. And so, I think, if these ETFs do become available, we saw what it did for Bitcoin's price. While it wasn't something that was sustained, it did do something where it took, Bitcoin to a new all-time high. And again, what's the market condition when this would get announced? If it was in a bull market, well, the ETF could do wonders for XRP's price, right? It could be absolutely incredible. Especially as during a bull market, you've got way more people throwing money at stuff. And then, average people hear about crypto and they're like, oh, let me get involved. If there's an ETF there available, they might be like, well, I don't really understand crypto, so how can I get into it without having to, learn about like cold storage wallets and how to do transfers and seed phrases and things like that. And they might just buy an ETF, right? So, XRP is a top 10 crypto. This could be an obvious choice for people to get involved in during a bull market. So, I think that's a very fair point. The Ripple IPO has been something that's been debated quite a while now. Would a Ripple IPO really affect XRP's price? I did a video on this before and I can't remember because there was a lot of points that was raised and I addressed the points and gave my conclusion at the end, but I can't remember what the points were to really say what I think. I'll be honest with you, like I can see both sides when it comes to it because the IPO is really more for Ripple than it is XRP. But at the same time, if obviously they are using the XRP ledger and XRP as part of their business model, I could understand how if people, for example, couldn't buy the Ripple IPO shares because they felt like it was too expensive, right? Let's say even the IPO shares were, let's just say like $10, for example, they might think, well, that's quite expensive. I'm not going to get that many shares with, let's just say $100. So let me just buy $100 worth of XRP instead because, that's the token that they're utilizing for their business. So I would hope that they're going to be obviously trying to bring up XRP's value. So I do think there's arguments for and against the IPO. So I can understand both sides, to be quite honest. But I think it's a fair point to say it could be something that could contribute to the price. I do agree with that. I think that's a very possible thing. So, yeah, like when it comes to this, as I said earlier, like my thing is this, like, do you just think in 5 years time, XRP will be more valuable than what it currently is? My bet on that is yes. I would say it is. Now, obviously I don't know for sure. Obviously I could be completely wrong, but to me, first and foremost, if we're in a bull market, I don't see how XRP doesn't have its time, as I've said before as well. If it doesn't have its time, if we do have a full bull run and XRP is one of the coins that doesn't perform or it performs poorly, then yes, I will absolutely be having a conversation about that. But my guess would be, my educated guess would be that yes, XRP is going to perform in the bull run. One of the other things that was addressed about this in regards to XRP's price as well that I just want to kind of touch on is BitBoy was obviously talking about this, 5 years, you'd wish you brought more XRP, but some people were giving a bit of pushback in regards to this. And so what was the pushback that they were giving? It's a fair critique, but I will expand on it just a little bit. They were saying, well, look, I've held XRP for 5 years now and it hasn't gone up in price. So, you're saying that, but it could be another 5 years and the price doesn't go up. Like, look at its current performance. It hasn't really moved in, I think it's 5 to 7 years, I believe, 7 years, I think it is, something like that. So, people are giving fair critique in that regard. That's fair. But the one thing I will say is this. Look, I've been, like you guys as well, one of the people who's been holding for a long time with XRP, waiting for it to move. But I do think we just have to acknowledge, like, in the last bull run, there was a lawsuit going on. We just have to acknowledge that, guys. Like, I'm willing to accept in that bull run that it's fair enough that XRP didn't quite get it, its true run, its true potential, because it was under attack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was really being suppressed, to be honest with you, because, a lot of people didn't have access to XRP in America, and a lot of people was probably scared because they didn't know what XRP's future was going to be like. So, there's reasons as to say why it's logical to conclude why XRP didn't really perform as well as it normally would in a bull run. So I do think, while I do accept the fair point of that being made, I do think, if we be reasonable, I think it's fair to say that the lawsuit could have had a huge detrimental impact on XRP's price during that bull run. I think that's a fair point to make. So, as I say, this is why I say in the next bull run, in my opinion, there's no excuses for XRP to not have a run. Now, could the appeal affect its potential of where it could go to? I think that's possible, but I still think XRP should go into a new all-time high. Like, I still think XRP should do really well, but I just think it could maybe do even better had the appeal not have occurred. Or even, if the appeal hadn't have happened, could that have triggered XRP's first, leg into the bull run? Do you see what I'm saying? So I do think like it may have hindered its progress in just a little bit in that regard. But to me, XRP should still perform. So yeah, overall, to me, as I say, I do think that this is a fair thing to say. I do believe in 5 years, I'd probably say myself, even though I've got as much XRP as I'm happy with, I probably will say, yeah, I really wish I'd have brought more, because I do think in the end I am going to feel like I've made some good profit out of it. So, to me, like, forget all the pie in the sky numbers. Just, do you think XRP is going to be more valuable in the future in 5 years, within 5 years? My guess would be yes. We will see how it pans out. But yeah, I can understand some people being frustrated. I do get it. When you've been holding for a long time, it does feel, very frustrating, especially when you're seeing other coins that are having runs and things like that. So I do completely understand it. But, I think when you just take a step back, we're now going into a bull run. So this is the time for it to show and prove. Like, if it is correct what the analysts are saying, this is the time for XRP to show its real potential, and I think it will. That's my opinion. We will see what happens, but I think it will. So overall, I agree with this, but yeah, let's see how this goes. If this is all accurate as the analysts say, that we're in a bull run, Q4 is going to be the fireworks. We should find out very soon, right? We should find out very soon. So very exciting times, and let's see what happens. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.